work. Jasmine. Looks like chickpea. Pigeon pea. Got a little jawbo. Red jawbo was rooting for me. Tastes really good. Fruity for me. Tastes really good. Fruity for me for the first time this. Let's go out pot some cherries. Honey Murcott. Got some bug damage. Hopefully it won't affect it. white fly. Oof, yeah, I'm gonna have to strip the leaves here. I'm starting to see some white stuff on the underside of the leaves. Usually what I do is I just take all the leaves off, completely defoliate this guava, pink guava. It fruited a lot for me this year. It's got one lonely fruit. It finished fruiting for me, but for some reason I have like one late fruit right there. I don't know what the heck this tree is thinking. Must be confused. Yeah, it's the only fruit on this tree now. It's funny. I've been under the weather here. Alright, today I'm gonna up-pot my cherries and a plum cod. I think that's what it is, plum cod. Yeah, plum cod. That one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna up-pot these guys into bigger pots. It's got a nice size diameter trunk already, and it dries out super fast in this size, so that's usually one telltale sign for me that they need a bigger pot. It's when I can't keep up with the watering, or when it dries too fast in between the waterings. Let's start with this one. Move this glove over. Let's see if I can shimmy that pot in here. It's Dana White macadamia. Haven't seen any nuts on this yet, but it has flowered. So hopefully in a season or two I'll actually see some nuts on here. And then they say good luck trying to keep the squirrels off of that. We'll see. Orange Crush jackfruit. This thing couldn't look any healthier. It's beautiful. Love the foliage on it. It survived the last 2 winters and we got down to 32s. It's nestled in here in the ground, right next to this red wax apple. So I purposely don't have it filled to the brim here, so that it gives me a chance to up-pot it further down the road in like a couple of years. I'll just add more soil to it. But for now, going from a little 5-gallon to this 30. It's gonna be plenty. Probably am gonna add some soil. See where the roots are. See, here are the roots. So I'm not gonna go above this. I'm gonna keep it down here. Top the soil, throw some soil. I actually got some plum cots in the store the other day. They were delicious. I'm a huge fan. It was just one of many trees on the list to collect. Gotta catch them all. Let's get the next pot. I'll keep a foot in between. So this is the Royal Lee cherry. Classic cherries. Next I'm gonna pot this one here. This is the mini royal. These are recommended pollinators for each other. Got the roots up here. I'm going to use these guys to pot these. So red Gefner. This was a nice rarity that I found by chance at a local nursery. Giant Green Sugar Apple. So they can use some potting too because they're completely dry in between watering. cherries. We got the Royal Crimson Cherry. So, I always forget this one here. Okay, so the Royally, Mini Royal, and Royal Crimson. They're all suggested or recommended pollinators for each other. 2 would be enough, but one of my favorite fruits is cherries, so I got the ones that are low chill hour. These were the 3 that I found. They're all under 300 chill hours, which it'll be tough to fruit anything in my area that requires over 300 chill hours. Which is why I got rid of the Prince Peach. That one is more for sort of up north Florida, northern Florida, not necessarily central Florida. People are fruiting mangoes in this area. Right here, I'm sure I can find something else for this pot. Okay, one more. Here's something I didn't know. Mulberry tree leaves are edible. Whether they taste good or not, I have no idea. I'll find out. But they say, the younger ones are better, of course, more tender. But you can totally eat these raw or cooked. Make them into wraps, soups, whatever. It's fruiting. So this is the Morris Alba, with the white mulberry, which tastes delicious. And the wood burns really hot. This is like top 5 hot burning woods. Doesn't last long because it burns so hot, but it's a hot burning wood, so it's good for fire, smoking, grilling, etc. Maybe not necessarily smoking, but definitely for grilling. So this is, plus it's a salad tree for all I care, right? I mean, you can eat the leaves. It's a full tree full of leaves that you can eat. So in addition to that, you got this hibiscus, which also has edible leaves. And you got this, another hibiscus-related plant with edible leaves. So you got greens for days and days and days and days, And then can't forget about the moringa. So, and then I have a bunch of other things of which you can eat the leaves. So I focus on fruit trees, but I try to stuff edible greens in between all of the fruit trees, really. And some have dual purpose, like this mulberry, which is great. Yeah, this one's heavy. Just gonna have to move out the way. Just Biden's Alba. As much of a pain in the butt this is, medicinal and edible as well. So it's just, I'm surrounded by stuff you consider weeds, but it's actually, I consider that starving foods, I guess. But it's kind of one of my goals and reasons for doing this whole food forest experience. It's to sort of connect with Mother Earth and kind of learn and get used to all the medicinals and foods that actually grow wild. That stuff you can't get in the store for whatever reason, you know. Or it's just so uncommon, people totally forgot about it. So it's one of those things. I would love to get to a point where I source most of my greens anyway from my own backyard. I know some folks that grow meat rabbits. I just can't wrap my head around killing something, I guess. But I don't know, I might. He offered, so he has a farm, etc. He does a full-on food forest as well. So he's invited me to, join him one of these days when he's getting ready to slaughter some rabbits, to, kind of get my feet wet at it. But I don't know, we'll see. I don't mind rabbit. I've had it before. Aside from that, there's plenty of, whether you're vegetarian or vegan or whatever, there's plenty of greens that are high in protein as well, and you can get all these essential nutrients from. So you don't necessarily have to produce your own meat. It'll probably be fine if, you go in once in a while with somebody and buy an animal, get it processed and throw it all in the freezer kind of thing. But anyway, all that stuff is debatable. And preference, really. So I personally find a happy balance between my meat intake. It's not my primary food source, but I don't shy away from a good quality piece of steak or chicken. I do try to source it all kind of locally as much as I can, of course, and quality and so on. Been under the weather here lately for the last few days. I finally have enough energy to kind of come out again and do a little something. Alright, this is way too close to the jackfruit. I'm gonna leave it for now, but I'm probably gonna scoot it in more sooner than later here. Don't care right now though. Let me get some more soil, top these off. I got Got two that I gotta fit back in here again. Hey. I hook everything up to sprinklers, so one of these nights here I'm going to be setting up or hooking up this whole entire new row here as well. I noticed that even though it's been raining in this area for days and days and days and weeks, all it takes is 2 days, 3 days without rain, and I have plants drying out on me and dying already, so it doesn't take much at all. I was lucky that I caught a couple that got crispy on me. I think I was able to save them. Tomorrow I'm going to be ripping up 2 big clumps of Grand Name bananas, because I already have 1 clump. I don't need 3. Got plenty of other varieties. I have a new home for all those. I'm going to be setting up a new food forest. That's going to be exciting. Not in my backyard. Somebody else's. So, you got a bunch of pups ready to go. I think I'm going to be getting 5 different varieties. I might plant this one out, make it part of my triple guava planting over here. Because one of the guavas died on me. I have the Ruby Supreme or Barbie Pink. It's one of the two. This is the Taiwanese white. I always forget. Hold on. Yeah, this is the Taiwanese white. And next to it, in a triangle, I had the Mexican cream, which I hear good things about it, but I think I accidentally let it dry out. So, I one day discovered the sprinkler. A little bit off, so it wasn't getting all the water. Let's put this macadamia here for now. I'll find a better spot for it. Alright, let's water these suckers in a little bit. Barbados cherry. See if I have one on this side that needs up potting. These can all stay another season where they are. This one I might soon. Finger sop. It's It's related to the Annona says. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the other ones can wait a little bit. Okay. Let's do these two. So, we got the red Gefner. Not a huge upgrade, but in most cases, you do not want to upgrade a pot by a huge size, because then you can risk root rot when the soil, too much soil around it, stays moist and that's not saturated by the roots yet. So. Rife with mosquitoes here. Keep the soil away from the main trunk. Wow. One down. Let's get this one. That was the red Gefner, and this is the Giant Green Sugar Apple. By that, it's I think the Lessard. It's the Thai Lessard. There's another one, I guess there's multiple, but just another one called the Giant Sugar Apple. It's another green sugar apple, and that one's supposed to have somewhat of more of a chewy texture. This one here is supposed to be like more like on a custardy side of things. So they're both tasty. Supposedly, can't say I've tried it. No, never mind. I have tried the Nadai, which is nice. I can appreciate the chewiness of it. It's nice. And I've tried the regular green sugar apple. And that was good too. Just completely different texture though. It's more creamy, custardy. So, but both taste good. So then I also have the yellow or golden sugar apple, which supposedly has a yellowish skin hue. Don't know if the flavor profile is much different. And then I have the Kampong Mauve, which is a purple sugar apple. And I almost got to taste it, but then as it ripened, I was out of town, and by the time I came back, it was overripe, so I couldn't get to taste it. Oh well, next season. And then there's a red sugar apple, which is on the list. It's not something I'm actively hunting, but like most things, and if I happen to come across it, I'll probably just pick it up. Like most things, and if I happen to come across it, I'll probably just pick it up. So I have one grafted Kampong and one seedling Kampong. So the seedling I planted, and the grafted I'm keeping in a pot. Alright, let's bless these guys with some of this here. It's got the mycelium and all that good stuff. Give it a bit of a kickstart here. Let's do some worm castings while we're at it. Even though I think that has worm castings in it. Yeah, it does. It does. That Jungle Grow organic potting mix, and it's got a bunch of good stuff in it, like bone meal, blood meal, worm castings, and mycorrhiza to get your mycelium kick-started. And I'll just sprinkle some of that on top. Kind of get the whole microbes going and all that. So these cherries, I got bare root, so I kind of took my time potting them little by little, just kind of get them acclimated to their new environment. Plus, I think these guys came from like Georgia or so, further up north, so I had to get acclimated to the Florida heat. This is the Giant Green Jujube. Supposed to be kind of like the closest thing you can get to a green apple here in Florida. We'll see how closely that description here resembles an actual green apple, but we'll see. But it's putting on a show. It flowers like crazy. Usually does, but it hasn't held on to any fruits for me yet in the 3 years. So I do have to cut it back here very soon. It's going to be one of my next videos. Just to kind of reset the food forest here a little bit. Do a big old chop and drop session. But yeah, for now I'm going to pot this one. It's kind of outgrown this little 5-gallon there. And for that, I still got one of these. I got 2 of these. Still gotta drill some holes. I'll do that next time. This is a good spot for it here. I don't mind where it is. I think I might have actually rooted into the ground here. We'll see. Oh yeah, sure enough, look. Oh yeah, sure enough, look. It went straight into the ground already. No wonder it had such a growth spurt. There we go. I think that's where it'll go. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. There, yep, dirt. Oh, big old spider. Wolf spider. They are my garden buddies, though. Excellent hunters. Yeah, this place is teeming in wolf spiders. You got them all over the place here, which I prefer. I don't mind it at all. Let's see, help all the nasty, tiny. I may keep it in this pot, but I might plant it somewhere here. We'll see. It's one of those things. They're easier. Bananas in general are easier to uproot if I ever have to leave this place or whatever, you know, and I want to take some stuff with me. I can just dig up some pups from the ground there. So fruit tree like jabos or so, that's a different story. You can't just, you know, uproot those nilly-willy and, you know, take them with you. I'm sure people have done it, but chances are great of losing the tree. While a pup, you have to really try to kill a banana if you to fail at growing those. It takes some effort. Those take some effort. You know what? I'm gonna drill the holes first. That's the smart thing to do. I'm gonna kick myself in the butt if I don't. To fill up one of those easily takes like 4 bags of dirt. Which is why I buy the cheap stuff. And most plants, they don't mind the cheap stuff. You can always just add mix in some fancier soil or additives like your bone meal and blood meal, etc. All depends what you're planting, but for 90% of the stuff I have, this year will work. The only thing I really use something different for is the jabuticabas. They usually get a 75% peat moss and 25 perlite. And for fertilizer, I just use, for the potted plants, I tend to use Osmocote and some organics. But for the stuff in ground, I usually don't fertilize that. I just rely on wood chips and chop and drop. Garden fit. It's cardio the fun way, right? This one. Let's get that half back. Yeah, that Thai jujube is going to take off in this bigger pot. It's a very vigorous grower. That's one that I don't think it'll do fine long term in a pot. I'm sure you can keep it for several years, but eventually you'll probably want to put it into the ground. We'll see. Time will tell. Still got to do something with these banana pups. I got them all over the place. Starting to take a hit here. But the moment you give them some water, they'll bounce right back. But I don't need those. Like I said, I'm going to go into this food forest installation here coming up. I'm going to be right back. This is a rare Japanese lemon called a sambo, or sweet lemon. You peel it like a mandarin and you eat it like a mandarin. Very delicious. Very seedy, but very delicious. It's just a crazy feeling to eat a lemon like that. This is what I use to punch the holes into the pots. Works really well. Modelle. Haben wir es jetzt. So, some holes in there. I usually do like 4 and then 1 between all around. So, when planting, it's usually recommended to use as part of your potting mix native soil, which in my case consists of if you're planning on planting it in the ground, and in this case, this topsoil, the cheap soil, consists of native soil. It has a lot of sand in it, so, and some organic matter. Works quite well. But if I use something like peat moss, I usually or some fancier soil mix, I usually add some native sand and perlite. Okay, what do you think? Let's put it in there now. Okay, what do you think? Let's put it in there now. Yeah. See how this comes off with that big old root there. Nice. Good deal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shape this one up a bit. Oh. Yeah, good job. Oh man. Alright, so that happens sometimes. I just end up screwing up my tricks. Something good. Look at this. I just busted off. Yikes. That's a nasty. Alright, hold on. I have to clean that up a bit. Not the best move there, but is what it is. This stuff grows back real quick. As a matter of fact, this is 1, 2. Let's take this down a notch, especially since I just ripped off that root that went into, so I'm sure it lost a lot of water uptake ability there. So probably would have had some dieback anyway. Let's stick this back in here. As long as the main trunk is straight. Yep, which it is. So little by little, it's just creating sort of this nice little canopy lollipop. Doesn't help that I just lost a whole thing there, but all right, whatever. What I'm gonna do with these is I'm gonna plant these. So I'm gonna pot these cuttings and hopefully a new one will grow, and if that's the case, I'm gonna pot these cuttings and hopefully a new one will grow, and if that's the case, one of those new ones will go into the ground. See, without cutting actually, but from what I hear, jujubes do not take well or grow well from cuttings, so we'll see. It'll be an experiment. If it works, you'll be able to find it on the website. Let me see if I have a stake for that. Sweet. There we go. All right. Good deal. Freed up another 5 gallon to pot up something else. Oh, nice. The green jujube or green mulberry is fruiting. That's a hella delicious mulberry. As a matter of fact, it's another one that's supposed to be tough to grow from cuttings. But I tried it, so let's go check out how they're doing. I actually got a banana rack that's getting ready to be harvested here in the next few days. It's the Cardaba. And that's one that you eat. It's a cooking banana. You eat it green, the green jujube cuttings. So we'll see if they last past a year. We should be good. But I have at least 1, 2, 3 that took to it. The one I haven't had any luck with so far is actually the white, as well as the Ilama. Some of the Anonas, they are very finicky growing from cuttings. Huh. Yeah, none of these took. It's just the only 2 pots here that took with the mulberries in them. Gemberries looking a little yellow. I'm gonna have to throw some fertilizer in these guys. Oh, Ilama rosada pushing in these guys. Oh, Ilama rosada pushing. I tend to hold on to moisture. 3 and 5 gallon pots. I'm gonna have to water these here soon. Very soon. Yeah, not tonight though. That's not looking too hot. Alright, anyways, sweet. Alright, let's check this guy out here. I don't know if I'm even gonna try these little thin branches here. What I'm after is this thick one I just cut. Let's try this out. Leave one in a Y split. Definitely don't leave the fruit on with the flowers. Oops. Yeah. Pays to have some sharp garden shears there. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do the rest here. We'll see. I have it. Might as well. Plenty of cuttings. Schnitzel. Again, man, that's just a tear. Oh, come on. It's gnarly here, what the heck? Alright. Start off with these guys. I'll leave 2 leaves on here. It's fine. So this green Giant Thai Jujube, Jujube, or Jujube, however you want to pronounce it. It's much less thorny than the other jujube I have, the honey jar jujube. So I guess this is an Indian jujube versus the honey jar is a Chinese jujube. But this one is much less common than the honey jar. So the honey jar I'm actually planting into the ground, while I'm gonna keep this one in the pot for a little while. As long as I can anyway, or until I decide to, I don't know, sell it or plant it, we'll see. I need to try the fruit at least once before I get rid of it. Plus it's still got some growing to do. I focus on selling the large trees. Most of them are just a private collection. They're like my Pokemon, you know. I just like to have them, just to have them. And it's to satisfy my inner fat kid that likes to eat tasty treats, nature's sweets. This I'm not even gonna bother with. Maybe just one, just to have it from a different branch. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Leave that thing and let it die out. Rooting powder. Do 3 and then 4. And right there, with those that didn't take, let's go with those. What if it does take then, huh? Uh-oh. Oh, I just broke my MB. The stick that supports my MB. Uh-oh. This MB hasn't done schnitzel. Uh-oh. This MB hasn't done schnitzel in the last... I've had it for at least 2 years. At least 2 years. Been doing nothing, like 3 little leaves, and that's it. I don't understand what's going on with that. Alright, let's choose what's on here. Stick it in there all the way to make sure it stays moist. Now would be these jujube, any of these jujube cuttings take. That would be a surprise. So everything I've heard is jujubes are super finicky and you have to graft them if you want to propagate them. We'll see. Should be able to tell here in the next few weeks. Took or not. The rest, give it back to the rest. Give it back to the plant. Go. So, potting here soon as well. For these mangoes, I like to use these 7 gallons. They do quite fine in them, and they can stay in there for a number of seasons before they need to be up potted again. But yeah, this Malay apple will not take well. As a matter of fact, it took some sun damage here since I've put it in this spot, but I'm sure it'll acclimate. But now with the colder weather starting, this is going to be going inside here for the next couple of seasons. You see, yeah, I just got a bunch of mangoes that need to be up potted. This is probably my biggest one that needs to be up potted from a 7 here soon. Next stop will be probably, I don't know, like 15 or even a 25 gallon. So it's got a nice canopy. This is Carrie. Oh yeah, this one fruited for me actually this year. I let her to hold on to 2 fruits. One of them, no, 1 fruit. Well, I had 2. One of them I broke off. And then the last one, just the day before I was going to harvest it, some raccoon got to it. So that was fun. Cool. All right. Yeah, so next time I'm going to be planting that pear, a jujube, the truly tiny banana. Actually, no, this pear here. No, the other one I showed you. The jujube, this peanut butter fruit tree. Look, it's fruiting. This is a really cool one. If only the blackberry jam fruited at the same time, so you could do kind of a PB&J mashup with those 2 fruits. That'd be fun. So miracle fruit is starting to put on a bunch of flowers, so that should be interesting here coming up. This kaffir lime, I'm gonna be planting this one here as well. I grow this one for the leaves. They're super fragrant, super tasty, adds a nice lime flavor to anything. Fish, pasta, chicken, whatever. So yeah, got a bunch of things that I'm gonna be planting soon. And then I gotta adjust the watering all throughout here. So, and then depending on what I'll do with this here, I'm gonna be uppotting some other stuff into this big 25-gallon. Probably some of these jabuticabas here, like this one's ready. So I've got a bunch of them that can use a bigger home, especially this one here. This is the Grimmel, and it shot up like past 6 feet, like crazy. So I'm gonna be putting this one in a 25 here for sure. So if I free this one up, I'll have 3 of these. So I'll be uppotting 3 of these jabus here for sure. Maybe even this Glasuviana here, the yellow jabuticaba. Yeah. We'll see. Alright, well, I had enough for a night. We gotta rest. See y'all next time.